What's going on YouTube? Majestic Lewis with you, and on today's video I know I shared this team not too long ago, but I was having so much fun with it climbing on the rank ladder, and I had to show you guys what I've been cooking with. And if you guys want to try it out, this is the team code steel. But as you're gonna see in here, once you're set up with Vivillon and they don't have like no way how to counter, they're just gonna forfeit and they're just gonna back out. And as you're seeing, my photograph is different than all the ones you see out there. But yeah, let's jump in our first match of the day, guys. With this one looks like the typical Whimsicott Glimora that is running around on the rank ladder lately. But with this team, we're not afraid of. Now, Vivillon unfortunately won't be able to do some of the shenanigans that is in the team for. But there's no need to be scared with it, as we can still set up with what we have and hopefully get the W. Now I'm like, I can set up Trick Room and have Torkoal eat in this match while having Basculegion just in case Trick Room runs out and we need to like clean up. That's why it's in the team. But yeah, let's jump in our first match. Now this right here is actually like a good lead for me. I'm not threat with Sucker Punch, neither Encore, so they can't do none of that. I'm like, I can at least fake out King Gambit, don't let it do too much damage into my Ferrograph, or even if it had like low kick, I don't want to take unnecessary damage on my Tinkaton. They're setting Tailwind, I'm like, well, I'm setting Trick Room. We're twisting the dimension, and this is why Ferrograph in the lead is so good, especially if you pair it with Vivillon. You're gonna see some matches where I actually do that, and you're gonna like it. Stay tuned for it. But yeah, back to the match. Now I'm like, well, the best thing that I can do is like possibly Whimsicott is gonna protect, but no, it doesn't protect. And I'm like, well, I can at least break the focus sash, and hopefully with the Beacon Hammer we can knock it out, and we got it out. I'm like, yeah, that's one of the threats out the way, just in case Ferrograph goes down. I don't want to be Encore onto any necessary damage. And we're bulky over here eating our berry. I'm like, yep, you should have knocked me, but we're too bulky here. Now they're bringing Garchomp. I'm like, we're in Trick Room, Tailwind is going. I'm like, the best thing that I can do is kind of like target Garchomp, get it out if I could. I know King Gambit can't threat me too much, and I'm like, if I bring Torkoal, I'm hoping that they don't go for Earthquake. I was like, I don't want to get KO as I'm going in. And we got the Bright Sun, we're inside a Trick Room, and I'm trying to do some damage into Garchomp. I'm like, yeah, we gotta lower it just so that way it doesn't be too much of a threat later on. As they went for Rock Slide, I'm like, yep, we're already attacked, we're not gonna get flinched. And I'm like, for sure a Helping Hand Eruption can get rid of both of them, and that's what I went for. I'm like, let me give you hand, Torkoal. I guess they don't know that they can do Sucker Punch, as I went for the Eruption. I'm like, yep, how you like that? Garchomp actually live it with 10%. I was like, whoop, that is one bulky Garchomp. But I'm like, no fear, Rock Slide, it's not gonna do too much, as Ferrograph avoided. Torkoal took it like a champ, and I'm like, well, now that they're Tailwind expired. We're still in Trick Room. And I'm like, I know I can get the dub, depending on what they have in the bag. And they show Meganium. And I'm like, well, Meganium is not gonna like a weather ball to the face. As I'm over here thinking Garchomp is gonna go for protect. I was like, I don't think they're gonna stay there taking a free damage. But I'm like, if it doesn't, I could probably knock it with Psychic as they went for their Mega. You're looking all pretty over there. Now it's Fairy. And I'm like, can you take a weather ball to the face? Nope, it cannot. We knocked it out. You went out crying. I was like, oh, sorry for that. Now it's your turn, Garchomp. And you went down as well. This is why Fairgraph in the lead is so nice. First match in the bag. Now let's jump in our second match of the day, guys. And with this one, lately I've been seeing a lot of Whimsicott in the rank ladder. And I'm like, can we at least get a match where Whimsicott is not in, so we can show the Vivillon strategy in this team? And I'm like, well, I see Gardevoir in their team, and I also see the Arcanine. And I'm like, I don't think they're gonna bring it. But then again, I see the Chaladon, but I don't see no Pelipper. I'm like, what is Buddy over here cooking, on their team? And I'm like, for sure this pick that I got worked for me. And we're gonna see what they got. As they went with Mousehole, Gardevoir, and I got a little Giraffe and Tinkaton. I'm like, for sure they're gonna think that I'm gonna go for Trick Room with Ferrigraph. And I'm like, I don't think I want to set out Trick Room right now. Just in case they kind of like do Trick Room and reverse it. I'm like, well, if they do that, they can set up Trick Room for me as I'm over here dealing damage into the Mousehole. And I'm like, need to fake out as they're not threatening me into Tinkaton with any damage. And I'm like, I can go for a Jig and Hammer into it, and hopefully we can get a KO as they went for their Mega. I'm like, you're looking all pretty over there. They went for Encore. I'm assuming they were expecting me to go for Fake Out, but I'm like, no, I didn't want for that. So I'm over here munching on my berry. Not that the Encore would do anything. And we knocked it with just one hit. That was just a one-hit knockout. This is why Tinkaton came in handy in this team as well. As we're over here doing some Psychic, lowering the HP of the Mousehole. I'm like, unfortunately your buddy left you. And now they throw Whimsicott. I was in shock when I saw it now instead of in the lead. And I'm like, I can actually go for another Giga Hammer into Whimsicott. As you know, you have to kind of like recharge. You can't use that move twice. They're over there setting Tailwind, and I'm like, well, now I want Trick Room. They hit me with a Super Fan. I'm like, yeah, that'll only do half of my HP. I'm over here breaking their Focus Sash just in case they have one. Like, now Trick Room is set up. The dimension is all twisted again as they're on their Tailwind. We are actually the slowest Pokemon in the field. Even if they have any slow Pokemon, they're still fast as they set a Tailwind. And I'm like, well, for sure I can get rid of Whimsicott and quite possibly hit Mousehole, which they're over there with Quick Claw. I don't never know how that actually work. As is, Quick Claw, you're going fast, but then Trick Room is going, Tailwind is active as well. So I thought that was supposed to be lower. Correct me in the comment section, guys, if I'm wrong or if someone have an explanation for that. But yep, we're over here hitting it with the hammer, the Whimsicott. We're knocking it, and they decide to forfeit. They were enough is enough. We can deal with this. We're out of here. That's another one in the bag. This is our bonus match of the day, guys. And with this one, guys, for sure you wanna stick to the end. You wanna watch it so you can see what Theriograph Vivillon can pull off in this team. But yeah, guys, if you're liking the content, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, as we are working to get to our first 1,000 subscribers. It will mean the world for me if you do. But let's check our bonus match of the day, guys. Now with this one, do I want to go Blastoise, or do I want to go with, you know, my Torkoal? I haven't shown some love to Blastoise in this, you know, in this video, so I'm like, might as well, I can go with Blastoise. But I was a little worried of the rodent wash. I was like, I don't want to take a necessary electric attack into it, as I have Basculegion as well. I was like, I have 2 water type Pokemon that are not gonna be resistant to it. But I'm like, well, Basculegion is in the back just to clean whatever we left that we couldn't do in the beginning. And here we are with Theriograph Vivillon. Now I'm like, usually Charizard, they go for the Mega. Typically they protect, sometimes they switch out if they see a fake out. But I'm like, I don't have no fake out in here. They can't fake out any of my Pokemon either. And I was debating if I want to switch right away, or if I just wanted to, you know, get like a little sneaky attack into Charizard. And I'm like, well, they're not gonna predict that I have Thunderbolt on my Theriograph, and Vivillon has Sleep Powder. The only thing that can cost me the game is not hitting the Sleep Powder. It's missing. But let's see what they're doing as they're going for the Mega. And I'm like, well, the sunlight is nice and shine, but you're going to sleep, buddy. Now, I was worried that Incineroar was going to target my Vivillon, but they went for Theriograph. I was like, that was not the right play for you, buddy. You to target the other one. Now we're over here munching. Thunderbolt Charizard. That is some good damage. And I'm like, well, since Charizard is over there sleeping, I can target it again with another Thunderbolt. They can either switch or stay in for their sleep turn. But I'm over here putting Incineroar to sleep, and I'm like, it's your turn to go sleep. And Charizard is gonna take a Thunderbolt to the face. I don't think it's gonna like it. And they decide to go. But this is what Theriograph Vivillon in the lead is the best strategy. Bye.